Hey guys, Monochrome here. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. Genuinely good to have you. Today, got a bit of an odd duck for you. A rather interesting flashlight, an older model. Now this is a 3N alkaline battery, intrinsically safe flashlight made by Streamlight. Now, what does intrinsically safe mean? Well, there are certain environments where individuals have to get work done, they need a flashlight, but even one tiny accidental spark could set off an explosion. Possibly. That possibility, rather high. So, there are some, and I'll admit, rather boring flashlight models out there, which are not Lumens monsters. They don't put out a major amount of output at all, but they put out the type of output that certain specialized workers need to get the job done and to get out of a potentially dangerous work situation. So with an intrinsically safe flashlight, you have a flashlight specifically designed to make sure that there is no chance of an accidental spark that could cause a very unintended ignition. Now, when it comes to intrinsically safe flashlights, gotta be honest, Streamlight, well, they do make this model, and I'm sure they probably make others. But if you're someone who needs an intrinsically safe flashlight at work, I got two words for you: underwater kinetics. And in case you're thinking, oh, that must be some sort of dive light company. No, not really, no. When it comes to intrinsically safe flashlights, my first choice is going to be underwater kinetics. Absolutely excellent, well-established brand. Their flashlights, not flashy, not tactical at all, but they cater to a certain clientele that genuinely needs their lights. I have noticed that with intrinsically safe flashlights, you're going to get plastic polymer construction, as you see here. Now, the odd thing about this one is that you can tell it's an older model because it's a 3 LED cluster light, as you can see there. And it's very thin, it's very lightweight plastic polymer construction. It does have a forward clicky tailcap switch, but this definitely is not a tactical light. What you're looking at here, rated 30 lumens for 10 hours. And as usual, guys, there will be specs in the description box below. Go check that out when the video is over. Full disclosure, I did not buy this flashlight because I needed an intrinsically safe flashlight. I already have one of those from Underwater Kinetics in my collection. The reason why I bought this guy is because of the battery type. Now, this is an older model, quite a bit older. I was surprised to see that it's still being sold. I mean, if you're looking for an N battery-based flashlight, good luck to you, because this is literally the only one I could find on sale on the internet. Literally. Now, the N battery type is very small. It does not have much capacity at all. I mean, honestly, back in the day, maybe 20 years ago, having an N battery-based flashlight, if it ran on a single N battery, hey, you had an excellent keychain flashlight, about the size of a 10180 lithium rechargeable flashlight nowadays, about that size, so very small. Unfortunately, not very popular because the capacity was, well, it was terrible. I mean, output, even on an LED built for runtime, not great, and runtime, terrible. I mean, honestly, back in the day, you would have genuinely been better off with something like a Maglite Solitaire. Oh, especially in LED trim, or an ARC AAA-P. Yeah, just any LED-based single AAA battery flashlight, absolutely much better, much better. So the reason why I bought this is because I do not have an N-based battery flashlight in my collection. I wanted one, and this was literally the only one available. Literally. Now, it does work well for what it is, and it's so lightweight. I mean, this is so lightweight that I can clip it to the top breast pocket of my collared white work shirt, and I don't feel it. So yeah, this is a little bit thicker than a 2 AAA pen light, but obviously with a much thicker head, but still so lightweight I don't feel it in that pocket. And that's saying something right there. In terms of output, well, single mode, rated 30 lumens. Here you go. And I'm a little surprised that my camera adjusted a bit for the output. Yeah, you click it on, 30 lumens, and as you could see, now that has nothing to do with the background being light blue. I can tell you that having used this, again, this is an older model, back when LED technology wasn't the best, but it was getting there. And yeah, the beam profile is definitely angry blue in tint, which again has nothing to do with the background material. I just happened to select the light blue one. My mistake. Sorry, guys. But yeah, tint is on the angry blue side, but still very, very usable for 30 lumens, or rated 30 lumens. And yeah, again, what you get is a rubberized boot. You get a forward clicky tailcap switch. So yes, you can just gently press and the light turns on, let go, turns off, or go ahead, click it on, click it off. And yeah, if you want an N-based battery flashlight for whatever reason in your collection, this is pretty much it. As far as availability, when it comes to new models, at the time of the making of this video, this is it. And yeah, N-based flashlights are horribly obsolete. Horribly. I mean, some people, they don't understand what the word obsolete means. You can take a power drill that was built in the 1970s, and as long as it's in working condition and has all of its parts, you can use it for home repair, DIY projects, plug that sucker in, and, perfectly good working condition, just like this flashlight. You can use a corded power drill from the 1970s to get the job done. It doesn't mean it doesn't work. What it means is, yeah, it'll get the job done, but oh my goodness, in 2024, there are so many better options if you need a power drill. And because of that, that old 1970s power drill is obsolete. And this flashlight is also obsolete. The battery type is obsolete. Seriously, this was the only new N flashlight I could find online being sold. And even back in the day, there wasn't much of a choice. I mean, outside of this and the single N battery peak LED solutions model, yeah, that was pretty much it. Not a huge choice. Not a huge choice at all. And if I want an intrinsically safe flashlight, again, I'm going with Underwater Kinetics, because their build quality, even from back in the day, is better. Because unfortunately, when this arrived, it arrived in a blister pack, and everything seemed fine. Although I suspect what I had bought was more than likely new old stock, which means it sat around on a dealer's shelf for years in the packaging until I happened to come along and buy it. So yeah, it's old, but because it was in the package and no one had handled it, it was still technically new. But when I got it, I was very disappointed to find this. Yep. That is a rather substantial crack in the body. Now, I'm not someone who works in an environment where I need an intrinsically safe flashlight, but I'm guessing with such a large crack, yeah, that intrinsically safe rating has been compromised, to put it mildly. And this is honestly the only flashlight I own, whether metal, plastic, whatever, that has a crack in it. And normally I would return this or I would toss it in the junk. But this is literally the only N-based flashlight I own. And the crack isn't sharp. It doesn't interfere with normal operation. Although in an environment where I need an intrinsically safe flashlight, no, I'm not using this. No, sorry. So yeah, more than likely, the plastic got brittle over the years and it cracked. Or maybe when I ordered it, whoever it was who was supposed to toss this in the box and send it to me, the blister pack might have fallen out of their hands. They picked it up off the floor, they looked at it, and they're like, oh, it's fine. Because When you have a blister pack, you can't see what's on the back of the blister pack because in this case, what you have on the back is an instruction sheet. So this, yeah, this would have gone completely unseen. Nice integral clip with a lanyard hole. Yeah. On this side, there is a long integrated patch with a little bit of rough texture. Not too rough at all, a little bit of rough texture. There's some words on here I can't make out, but yeah, so this patch is smooth, this patch, yeah, little bit of rough texture, integrated molded clip, which unfortunately means this can also break if you're not careful. Rubberized boot. Here's the bezel. And I'll show you how to swap out the batteries. Although again, this was purchased strictly because of the battery type that I don't have in my collection. But let me show you how you access the batteries here. Unscrew the head. Now, at first, it'll feel as though the head does not unscrew. That's because this sucker is very tight against the body. And over here, the lens is recessed, and I do believe that's plastic, the lens I mean, but it is recessed to give the LEDs some protection. So unscrew. Yeah, that is on there tight. And all the way it's tight. Now when you unscrew this, be sure to hold the flashlight up at a slight angle. And it might look as though something's wrong. You do get an O-ring. And here are the LEDs. Very carefully take that off. Yes, that's what you have to do. That might seem horrible, but no, that is the proper method. And inside, you have 3 N-cell batteries. Now, take a look at this. These happen to be Energizer, and these came with the flashlight. Now, compare that to a AAA battery in length. And you can see that in length, the AAA is almost double the length of the N cell. And because it's longer, yeah, you do get more capacity. AAA, wildly popular. N cell, nope. But there's your comparison. And let's say you need to put 3 fresh N batteries inside the light. Make sure nipple up. Just toss it in. There is a spring on the bottom. Again, nipple up. Toss that in. And again. Now very carefully, only touching the sides of the LED housing. Very carefully put that in. Now you might have to rotate it a bit. In my case, I don't, because I got it perfect on the first try. And there is a lens right there. a thin one, push down, and start screwing it on. Again, you're going to get quite a bit of resistance. Keep going, keep going. Make sure you didn't accidentally cross-thread anything. And that looks and feels good. Quick check. Yep, we're good. So, who is this flashlight for? Honestly, is it worth buying? No, it is horribly obsolete. And again, if you need a flashlight that is intrinsically safe, Underwater Kinetics. Check out their models. Something like this older, obsolete flashlight that runs on an incredibly unpopular N battery configuration, and it takes 3 of them? Yeah, I'm sorry. This light is horribly obsolete. I don't recommend buying it. Again, only reason why I bought it is because I do not have an N-based flashlight in my personal collection. And honestly, that's the only reason I bought it. I'm going to try to repair that crack with a little bit of crazy glue. But yeah, if it wasn't such an obscure, obsolete type of battery, I'd probably return this or toss it in the garbage. But okay, it's a nice way for me to round out my flashlight collection. For you, if you're a collector and you really want an N-based flashlight in your collection, this is your easiest option. It really is. Your easiest option is this Streamlight model. For everyone else, yeah, this thing is so horribly obsolete, you're going to want to avoid it just for that reason alone. But it is an interesting flashlight. Guys, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please stay safe out there. I will see you soon. Take care.